Okay, so for the first exercise, I'm starting off with lateral deltoids, but you'll really feel the lateral deltoids isolated from the rest of the shoulder. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, the second movement in the Olympia routine here today is going to be seated dumbbell presses. And of course, I'm going to throw some techniques in. For the first set, we're going to use a technique called 1.5 reps or half plus 1 reps. So what you're going to see Jen do, she's going to actually press the dumbbells up halfway, nice and slow. She'll come back down to the shoulders, and then she's going to do a full rep. So it's going to be a half rep followed by a full rep. Great burning technique. Okay, here we go. Go about a little higher, right about here. Yep, and then down. Up, good. Just above. There you go. And 2, good. Up, half, good. Front and side shoulder. Okay, so for the second set of seated dumbbell presses, what I'm going to have Jen do is actually pause with the dumbbells by the shoulders for 4 seconds before she presses. So on every rep, she will pause by the shoulders, keeping the shoulders tight and under tension before hitting the press on each rep. Again, another very intense technique. Okay. Up. Hold tight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press. And down. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press. Good. Keep the tension on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press. Good. All right, so we're going to keep things here interesting with these seated dumbbell presses. On the third set, we're going to use a technique just called negatives or eccentric emphasis. So she's going to press to the top, and then Jen's going to take 4 full seconds to lower to the bottom. She's going to keep tension on the shoulders. She's going to lower using shoulder power, and then she's going to press to the top. This is another great technique for getting muscle growth, because when you do really hard, long eccentric contractions, that breaks down fibers, and that is what helps develop hypertrophy. So give it a try. Okay, so 4 seconds. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and press. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and press. Good. There you go. 4, 3, 2, 1, press. Good. Keep the tension. 4. Okay, for the next movement, we're going to switch to a cable. This is one of my favorite movements for shoulders. Primarily works the anterior deltoids, also brings a little bit of the side deltoid into play. So what we're doing here is an incline front raise with a cable, low cable. We're using a short straight bar. So Jen's going to be laying back on a bench, which is going to be set at about 45 degrees. Sometimes I play with this angle, go a little bit steeper or less steep. And what she's going to do is she's going to hold the bar off the thighs, which means it's going to keep constant tension. You'll see how she does it. And she's going to use a really long range of motion, so she's going to bring the bar all the way up overhead to full contraction, and then she's going to squeeze the shoulders at the top, and then she's going to control it on the way down. This is a fantastic movement for shoulders. If you've never done front raises this way, definitely give it a shot. Okay, here we go. Raise it up. Good. So right here, the front shoulders come into play, and then the side also in the back. As you can see, she's using a really long range of motion and good form. She's controlling the weight all the way from top to bottom, not letting the bar touch her thighs and lose the tension on the bottom. Excellent. Okay, so next we're going to move into a unilateral superset. And I really want to put a really good hit on the lateral deltoid, so we're going to make this really tough on that portion of the muscle. What we're going to use is the incline bench here, and it's about 45 degrees as well on this exercise. And we're going to do 2 different angles, or 2 different movements, similar movements. They're both going to be side lateral movements, but each one's going to work the muscle a little bit differently. The strength curve of each movement is a little bit different. So on the first exercise, Jen's going to lean her body weight into the incline bench, which is going to cause more of the resistance to be at the bottom of the movement. You really feel this movement really very strongly in the rear delt, the side deltoid, where it attaches into the arm here, really in this low portion here. And then the second movement, what I'm going to have her do without any rest, is gonna have her shift her body weight, shift her torso. She's gonna hold onto the bench and then go the other way so that her torso is leaning away from the incline bench, which is gonna cause more tension actually at the top of the movement. So that changes the strength curve and changes the way the muscle's being affected, and she'll get a much more strong contraction at the top of the movement. So this is an amazing superset for getting growth in the side delt because you're really hitting the muscle in 2 different ways with similar exercises. If it's too heavy, tell me, we'll just go to 5. You go good? All right, here we go. So as you see, Jen is leaned into the bench. Constant tension, she's not letting the dumbbell touch the thigh. And she's going just about this height here, so she's not gonna bring the traps into play, just the side delt. Good, she's doing a good strict form, nice long range of motion. She's really hitting the delt right here, the lateral delt right here at the bottom. She's gonna get a few more reps before we switch. Up, good, good. Right here, right on the top of the lateral deltoid, just getting that nice cap on the shoulders that she needs on stage. This makes her waist look smaller, exaggerates her proportions, exactly what she needs to win another Olympia. Up, come on, Jen. Up, good, come on. Come on, up. Atta girl, nice. Okay, so for the final movement today, we're doing rear delts. We haven't gotten to the rear delts yet, so I want to hit them. We're using the rear delt fly machine, but what I'm having Jen do, instead of doing the standard version where you use 2 arms at a time, I'm gonna have her do it unilaterally, and I want you to see the way I have her positioned into the bench, because it's very, very important, because actually what we're doing is we're actually increasing the range of motion, so she can get a much longer range of motion than the standard version, and also it keeps the traps from getting bunched up in the middle, so you get more of a hit right on the rear delts without bringing the traps into play, because the standard rear delt fly often brings the traps into play, which you don't really want because that's not what you're looking to hit. So watch Jen do this. It's a great movement for rear delts. Give it a shot in your own workouts. So as you can see, she's angled in and she has one leg forward, one leg back, so she can get this nice long range. Comes all the way through, and it does not really bring the traps into play. It's keeping it almost completely on the rear delt. As you can see, it's popping right here. 5, good. 6. And you can see every rep, she's getting a nice long range. There's no choppy reps. She's always under control. We're not using any fancy techniques on this particular movement. We're just doing really good clean form